If you're going to work on a production line, this thing is going whizzing along.
I was looking for the
Well, you can't be foolish.
Oh, happy leader.
Another thing about the freeway is that you must be going somewhere. You can't be purposeless on the freeway. You can't wander. You can't even wander in the suburbs. Because if you go out on foot and start wandering, the police car will come and say, where are you going? And if you're not going anywhere, well, you're obviously suspicious. So you have to be walking a dog or jogging or doing something important. Otherwise, you're a deeply suspicious character.
I was looking forward to it.
So, the passion to control everything, to predict everything, to square everything off, is destructive of life. When we get to the foolproof world, you see, and have no fools, there's no joke left, no jester, no joker, because the joker in the deck of cards is your representative. It's the wild man who can play any other card. So, the more predictable you are, the less you are of a joker. When everybody knows what you're going to do, you're an ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or a knave, maybe a queen or a king, but not the joker. The joker corresponds to the man whom in Hindu society would be called Jivan Mukta, the one liberated, the sannyasi, a holy man. He is a joker. And when you meet real holy men, you cannot figure them out. They might do anything. And they are often shocking people because they do things that holy men are not supposed to do. I mean, characters like Gurdjieff and even Sri Ramana Maharshi and so on are very, very unpredictable. They're weird, but always surprising. Zen masters, I know many. You never know what they're going to do next.
To leave the Philippines and come here. Now, most of them that I know...
Now, be careful, though. One warning. You cannot be artificially weird. There is no program for becoming spontaneous. A lot of people think there is, but what they do is this. They become only extremely conventional in an obverse way. That is to say, they do all those things which are not allowed by convention. And that is following convention, you see. Just its mirror image. So when we discuss spontaneity, or say in an encounter group of some kind, everybody is going to be spontaneous. Well, all they do is they become hostile, because hostile is bad form according to convention. And so we call it being genuine. Now, I, being an Englishman by origin, I have been brought up to preserve fairly good manners, be civil to people, not lose my temper, and so on. I feel perfectly comfortable with it. I don't have to flout those standards in order to feel real. But a lot of people tell me I'm not really there. We want to see the real you. Are you in touch with your real feelings, they'll say. And, well, of course I'm in touch with my real feelings. And I know that sometimes I'm furious, but I don't have to blow up at people. It's not necessary. Because one gets one's results much better by not blowing up, by being subtle. But beware of the phony spontaneity of merely going against what is conventional, because that is not the watercourse way. That is not the line of least resistance. And you have to be very sensitive to discover what that line is, to be able to flow.
This podcast was produced in conjunction with the Ram Dass Be Here Now podcast network. Our theme music is by Zakir Hussain from The Rhythm Experience. And for further information on the recordings of Alan Watts, please visit alanwatts.org. Again, that's alanwatts.org. And thank you for listening today.
Think about a child you love. Now take away their clean clothes, access to water, and the...
Welcome to the Alan Watts podcast, Being in the Way, and I'm your host, Mark Watts.